My beloved lamb, if today you're scrolling through a world filled with noise, full of arguments, overflowing with empty promises yet lacking real love, then I invite you to pause. Not because this video will change your life, but because I myself want to speak to you. This is not a sermon. This is a whisper from my heart to your soul. A soul still longing for truth, for unconditional love, and for a path that leads to a life of true meaning. I did not come to threaten, nor to point a finger at your faults. I came to gently touch the deepest part of you, the part that most needs healing, so that you would know you are not forgotten, not cast aside, and not for one moment must you walk this journey alone. What you're about to hear is not theory, it is living words. Words that have broken chains, restored the fallen, and lifted up those who thought all hope was gone. These are the words I spoke thousands of years ago, and today I want to say them again, just for you. In this video you won't just hear me teach about love, light, forgiveness, faith, or my presence. You will feel each of these words echo within your heart, as if I'm sitting right beside you, placing my hand on your shoulder and saying, "Listen to me, because this is the moment you need me most." Don't leave. Don't miss this. Because what you are about to hear won't just change a bad day, it could change your soul forever. My beloved lamb, if there is one thing you must remember throughout this earthly journey, it is love. Love is not just a feeling, not merely the tears that fall in moments of emotion, not just the promises made in times of ease. Love, as I have preached, is a choice. It is an act of will. It is a decision to step forward, even when you know it may hurt. It is choosing to forgive, even when your heart is still wounded. It is walking toward others, even when you yourself need lifting up. Because true love does not seek its own gain, does not boast when it's right, does not keep a record of others' wrongs. I know in this world, people often only love when they are loved in return, only give when they receive, only draw near when they feel safe. But I tell you this, if you only love those who love you, how are you any different from the world? If you only greet those who are kind to you, what reward will you receive? The love I teach goes beyond the boundaries of convenience. It walks through the land of pain, of betrayal, of sorrow, and still chooses to stay. Do you remember when I was hung on the cross? It wasn't because I was powerless, but because I loved you enough to die in your place. The nails did not hold me there. Love did. When they mocked me, I did not curse. When they tore my robe, I did not fight back. When they placed the crown of thorns on my head, I did not turn away. And when they brought me close to death, I prayed, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." That was not human love, that was divine love. And now that very love is calling you. You may have loved and not been loved in return. You may have poured your whole heart out for someone, only to receive apathy or betrayal. And so you closed your heart. You built walls. You swore never to love again because love hurts too much. But my child, if you close off your heart for fear of pain, then you are also closing the door that leads to life. For wherever love is absent, there is darkness. Wherever love is lacking, there is no presence of me. Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart. I have loved the poor, loved the sinful, loved the lost. I do not love because they are worthy. I love because I am love. And if you want to follow me, you cannot keep a heart of stone. You must let me change it. Let me take away the coldness and place within you a tender heart. One that can feel, one that can be wounded, but one that also knows how to forgive. One day someone asked me, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" And I answered clearly, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind." And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. That means, if you can fully keep love, you have kept everything else. But what does it mean to love God? Is it just going to church every week? Is it reading the Bible every day? No, those things are good, but they're not enough. Loving God means placing Him at the center of every decision, every dream, every pursuit. It means saying, "Lord, even though my will is this, if yours is different, let yours be done." It means letting go of the thing you treasure most, simply because you know God is better than anything you're holding on to. And loving your neighbor, it's not about waiting for them to love you first. It's doing good, even when you know they won't thank you. It's praying for the one who speaks ill of you. It's opening the door for the one who once slammed theirs in your face. It's calling someone you swore never to speak to again, just to say, I forgive you. I know that sounds hard. It goes against logic, against your instinct to protect yourself. But remember, I never said the road to follow me would be easy. I only promised that I would walk with you. And when you love the way I teach, that's when you become more like me. One day a woman was caught in the act of adultery. They dragged her before me, hoping to test me. They held stones in their hands and asked, according to the law of Moses, she deserves death. What do you say? But I, not rushing to judge, simply knelt and wrote in the dust. Then I said, let anyone among you who is without sin cast the first stone. And one by one they walked away. And there we were, just me and the woman. I did not condemn. I simply said, neither do I condemn you. Go now and sin no more. My child, if I, the Holy One, do not condemn, who else has the right to? True love will set you free from the need to be perfect. It will give you the courage to confess your faults, knowing there is still hope to change. True love will cause you to stop wishing others would pay for their sins, because you know I already paid for the sins of the whole world. My dear child, the world is starving to be loved. People search for it in fleeting relationships, in spotlights, in personal achievements. But the more they search, the more they feel empty. Because only one kind of love can fill that void. The love that comes from me, and the love that you reflect through your life. You don't need to wait until you're better to start loving. Start with the heart you already have. Even if it's still hurting, still cracked, I will heal it along the way. Every time you choose to love, you take a step closer to heaven. Every time you put someone else above your pride, you become more like the one who gave his life on the cross. Love, not because you'll be loved back, but because it is who you truly are in me. Love, because that is where I will dwell. Love, because you never know, a gentle word, a moment of forgiveness, a small act of kindness could save a soul standing on the edge of despair. I am looking at you, and I see, in the deepest place of your heart, a longing to be loved, to be understood, to be accepted. And I am saying to you, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore I have drawn you near with unfailing kindness. Come to me, and you will learn to love, not just with your mind, but with a heart that's been healed by unwavering love. And from that place, you will become a light to other souls, like a lamp in the darkness, like sweet water in a dry desert. For only in love you truly live. My beloved child, I know there are wounds in your heart so deep that even mentioning them is enough to silence you. There are memories that can't be put into words, pains you've hidden behind a smile, and the countless times you said, I'm fine. But I see it all. I see every broken piece in your soul, every cruel word that pierced your heart, every betrayal that made you lose faith in people, and even in me. And I come to you today, not to remind you of those things to hurt you again, but to invite you to do something that feels nearly impossible. To forgive. Not because the other person deserves it, not because what they did was right, but because you deserve to be free. Someone once asked me, Teacher, if my brother sins against me, how many times should I forgive? 7 times. And I answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. I didn't say that because I don't understand the pain of betrayal. I was sold by a close friend with a kiss. I was denied at the very moment I needed someone the most. I was abandoned, left alone in the middle of shouts screaming, crucify him, from the same mouths that once praised me, and yet chose to forgive. Not because they apologized, not because they changed, but because if I didn't forgive, I wouldn't be who I am. And if you carry my name, you cannot keep holding on to the poison in your heart. Do you know this? Unforgiveness doesn't punish the one who hurt you, it only binds you. It's like an invisible chain keeping you trapped in the past. Every time you think of them, your heart aches again. Every time someone says their name, your peace disappears. Every time something reminds you of that old pain, you flinch. That's not life, that's a prison. and I want to bring you out of it. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. I'm not asking you to erase the memory. The memory will still be there, but the power of that memory will change. It will no longer control you. It will no longer steer your emotions. It will become a testimony that though someone hurt you, I healed you. Though you were crushed, I lifted you up. Though you fell because of another person, I made you stand again because I am your God. There was once a man who owed the king 10,000 talents, a debt too large to ever repay. But the king, moved with compassion, forgave it all. Immediately afterward, that man went out and found a friend who owed him only 100 denarii. He grabbed him by the throat and demanded payment. When the king heard about it, he was furious. He summoned him and said, "You wicked servant, I forgave you all that debt because you pleaded with me. Should you not also have had mercy on your fellow servant as I had on you?" Then he handed him over to be punished until he paid it all. My child, do you understand this parable? You are the one who owed 10,000 talents. You have sinned in many ways against me, and yet I have forgiven you, completely, without condition. So what justification do you have to hold on to the small offenses of others? Have you forgotten you too once needed mercy? I'm not saying forgiveness is easy. Forgiving someone who trampled you, lied about you, used you, that's one of the greatest inner battles of the soul. But it is precisely when you choose to forgive, even while your feelings still hurt, that's when you begin to step into healing. Forgiveness doesn't mean they escape consequences. I am the righteous judge. I will handle it. But when you let go, you are giving judgment back to the only one who has the right to it, me. And I tell you, if you do not forgive, you also cannot fully receive the forgiveness I've given you. Not because I changed my mind, but because you've closed the door to receive it. Forgiveness isn't a condition to be loved, but it is the doorway to live in the freedom of the life I've given you. Do you know why so many people pray but never see a breakthrough? Because deep down, they still hold on to bitterness. They still clutch the wrongs of others. They give, they serve, they pray, but their hearts are filled with anger. I cannot pour new wine into an old wineskin. I cannot pour peace into a place filled with hatred. I need you to release, so I can fill. There was a woman who had been abused by her father throughout her childhood. As she grew up, she carried shame, hatred, a deep distrust of men, and often fell into depression. But one day, as she listened to a sermon about forgiveness, she wept. Not because she was weak, but because she realized she had kept him in her heart far too long, like a knife never removed. She wrote him a letter, not to send, but just to say, "I forgive you, not because you deserve it, but because I cannot carry this wound for the rest of my life." And from that moment, she began to come alive again, day by day, step by step. Today, she works in emotional healing, helping those who have suffered what she once endured. Do you see? Forgiveness does not change the past, but it changes the future. It doesn't make the other person holy, but it makes you step into holiness. Forgiveness is the bravest act, because it says, "I will no longer let the past define who I am." And my child, don't just think of others. There is one more person you must forgive, yourself. How many times have you blamed yourself, condemned yourself, whispered, "If only, if I hadn't"? You carry the weight of old mistakes, wrong choices, and words that hurt the people you loved. But my child, I have already forgiven you. When you confessed and repented, I remembered it no more. Why are you still holding on to it? Do you think you are more righteous than I am? Let go of the verdict you've placed on yourself. Stop doing the work of the accuser. Let me hold you in grace. Forgiving yourself is the first step to living like someone who's been redeemed. Because if you don't believe you're forgiven, you will live like a slave, not like a child. Forgive your parents. Forgive your spouse. Forgive your ex. Forgive the friend who betrayed you. Forgive the teacher who humiliated you. Forgive the boss who got you fired. Forgive the neighbor who cursed you. Forgive yourself. That's not giving up, it's breaking free. That's not weakness, it's strength. The strength to live differently, the strength to break the cycle of bitterness. And I, who have forgiven you everything, will give you strength. You are not alone in this battle. Every time you feel like giving up, close your eyes and hear me whisper, "You can do this. I am here. I see you. I'm proud of you. and I'm giving you the power to overcome. My beloved, if you are still holding a stone in your hand, ready to throw it at the one who hurt you, look back at the cross. There I bore every stone the world ever hurled, so that today you could put yours down. Put it down. For these hands were made to be raised in worship, not clenched in hatred. You are called to live lightly, freely, forgiven, and forgiving. And when you walk forward with a clean heart, free of bitterness, you will see life suddenly becomes fresh again. Relationships are restored. Your soul is healed. Your sleep becomes peaceful. Your breath feels lighter, because where there is forgiveness, there is life. My beloved child, I know, deep in your soul, there are fears you've never spoken aloud. There are nights when you lie awake, not because your body is tired, but because your mind is filled with whispers. What if? What if everything falls apart? What if I lose everything? What if I fail? What if no one ever truly loves me? You're afraid of losing what you love. You're afraid of getting hurt again. You're afraid of being forgotten, afraid you're not good enough. You fear the future. Fear others seeing your weakness. Fear your own true self. But today, I come to say this to you. With all the unchanging love in my heart, do not be afraid. Just believe. Not believe in just anything, not blind faith, but believe in me, the one who created the heavens and the earth, the one who called you by name, the one who knows the number of hairs on your head, the one who died in your place, so that you could live, be forgiven, and be free. If I have done all of that for you, how could I ever leave you alone in the middle of your storm? Do you remember when I was with my disciples on the boat in the Sea of Galilee? The great storm arose. Waves crashed in, the wind howled, water filled the boat, and the disciples panicked. And me? I was sleeping. Not because I didn't care, but because I was at peace. The disciples woke me, shouting, "Teacher, we're going to die." And I stood, rebuked the wind, and commanded the sea, "Peace, be still." Instantly, the wind ceased, the sea calmed. Then I turned to them and asked, "Why are you afraid? Where is your faith?" My lamb, I ask you the same. When the storms of life come crashing down, do you remember I'm still in the boat with you? Do you remember that I am the one who commands the winds and the waves? Do you remember that no matter how violent the storm, one word from me can change everything? But my child, I don't always calm the storm outside right away. Sometimes I allow it to keep raging, not because I've abandoned you, but because I want to quiet the storm inside of you first. Because the real storm isn't out there. It's the fear inside your heart. And when your heart is filled with faith, even if everything around you falls apart, you will still stand firm, like a tree planted by streams of water, unshakable. Fear is a silent thief. It steals your peace, steals your sleep, steals your confidence, and even steals the closeness between you and me. Because when fear comes, you begin to doubt me. You think I'm not listening. You believe I'm not strong enough. You worry I'm too late. But my child, I have never taken my eyes off you, not even for a moment. When Job lost everything, do you think he wasn't afraid? But even in his deepest loss, he said, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust him." Faith is not the denial of fear. It is the choice to trust even when you're trembling. It is saying, "Lord, I don't understand, but I know you are good. I don't see the way, but I trust you are leading me." I have seen so many souls give up just moments before the miracle, because they let fear speak louder than faith. They didn't deny me, but they stopped believing I would move. They chose the safe path instead of believing in the impossible. But I am the God of the impossible. I am not limited by sickness, circumstance, economy, or time. I don't need everything to be perfect to do something miraculous. In fact, I often do my greatest work in the most desperate moments. Do you remember Jairus, the father who ran to me, desperate for his daughter's healing? While I was still on the way to his house, someone came and said, "Your daughter is dead. Don't bother the teacher anymore." That pain must have felt like a knife to the heart, but I immediately looked into his eyes and said, "Do not fear, just believe." And those very words held his heart together until he saw his daughter rise again. I say the same to you today. In the face of bad news, in the harshness of reality, in the wreckage of broken dreams, do not fear. Just believe. Believe that I have not forgotten my promise. Believe that I'm still working, even when you can't see it. Believe that every tear you've shed, I've collected in a bottle. Believe that you will not die in this situation, but that you will be lifted, restored, and used for my glory. My child, faith doesn't make everything easy, but it makes all things possible. When you believe, you will keep walking, even if you see nothing yet. When you believe, you will keep praying, even if the answer hasn't come. When you believe, you will give, even when money is tight. When you believe, you will forgive, even when it still hurts. When you believe, you will step out onto the water like Peter, and even if you start to sink, I'll be there, reaching to pull you up. Fear says, what if I fail? Faith says, what if I succeed? Fear looks inward and says, I'm not enough. Faith looks upward and says, He is enough. Fear holds back. Faith moves forward. And I cannot be pleased without faith. Not because I'm selfish, but because I know, only when you believe, do you truly live. I don't need you to understand everything. I don't require a perfect plan. I'm simply looking for a heart willing to believe. A heart that says, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. And I, the one who made the desert bloom, the one who split the sea, the one who rolled away the stone, I will act. My beloved, I never promised you'd never cry, but I promise your tears will not be wasted. I never said you'd never experience loss, but I promise I will repay you many times over. I never said you'd never feel disappointed, but I promise you will never be alone. So wherever you are, whether in a hospital, in a cramped room, or facing a life-changing decision, listen to this clearly. Do not be afraid. Just believe. Because your faith, even as small as a mustard seed, can move mountains. Because I, the one you believe in, I am the one who never breaks a promise. Stand up, lift your head, walk forward, not by what you see, but by what you believe. Because ahead of you, there are things your eyes have never seen, your ears have never heard, and your heart has never imagined, being prepared by me for the one who dares to believe. My beloved child, I've been watching you for a long time. I've seen every step you've taken. Every time you've sat down in exhaustion, every moment you've bowed your head in disappointment, and even the times you've buried your tears in your pillow, so no one else would see. I know how hard you've tried, how long you've endured, how much you've carried on your own to survive burdens that felt too heavy to bear. But my child, the time has come. Come to me. Let me carry the burden for you, because you were never created to carry it all alone. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That's not an empty promise. It's an invitation from the heart of the one who has been tired like you, who has wept like you, who has carried the same kind of pain you're carrying right now. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't need to meet any standard. You don't have to become better to draw near to me. Just take one step, and I will run to embrace you. I know, maybe somewhere inside you feel, I'm not worthy. Maybe you think, I've gone too far, I've done too many wrong things. But my child, it's precisely because you feel unworthy that I came. It's because you cannot save yourself that I sacrificed myself. And there is nothing you can do to make me love you less or more. My love does not fluctuate with emotion or behavior. It is as firm as rock, as faithful as the rising sun. You've gone to people and they left you. You've trusted someone and they hurt you. You've sought rest in work, in achievements, in relationships, but still you feel empty. That's because nothing in this world can fill the deepest part of your soul, the place that was made for me alone. And today, I don't speak to you as a distant God. I speak as the one who loves you more than you even love yourself. There was once a father who had 2 sons. The younger one demanded his inheritance, left home, lived wildly, and ended up broke, starving, feeding pigs. One day he said to himself, I'll return to my father's house, just to be a servant. He didn't dare hope for forgiveness, much less to be loved again. But while he was still far off, the father saw him, ran to him, embraced him, and didn't let him finish his apology. He called for new clothes, a new ring, new shoes. He threw a feast, saying, My son was dead and is alive again, was lost and is found. My child, I am that father. And you, even if you've wandered far, I am still waiting. Not to settle scores, not to scold, but to embrace. Every day I look out onto the road where I know you'll return. Every night I wait for the slightest sign that your heart is softening. And today, if you're listening, that's the proof. Your soul is already responding to my call. I know there are wounds you think no one could ever understand. But remember, I wept at the tomb of my friend. I groaned in Gethsemane, where my sweat fell like drops of blood. I was left by all, and I cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" So that today, you will never have to cry those words alone. I've walked through the darkest valley, so you would never have to walk it by yourself. You might say, "But Lord, I've broken too many promises." I know, and I'm still here. Not to remind you of them, but to let you start again. Not just once, but as many times as you need. My grace is new every morning. It does not run out. It has no limits, and it is enough for you right now. My little lamb, just imagine how your life would change if you truly lived in my presence every day. No more pretending to be strong, no more comparing yourself to others, no more counting your mistakes like permanent scars, but living free as one who is deeply loved. Living in peace like a child resting in a father's arms. Living fully, not because circumstances are perfect, but because you are certain, I am here. I know you're tired of keeping up appearances, tired of meeting everyone's expectations, tired of proving your worth. But I came to lift that burden off your shoulders. You don't have to do anything to be loved. You are already loved. You don't have to become somebody, because I love you exactly as you are. And I will do the transforming. Your only job is to come. Come when you're weak, and I'll be your strength. Come when you're lost, and I'll be your compass. Come when you're dry, and I'll be your spring. Come when you're weary, and I'll be your rest. Come when you no longer believe in yourself, and I'll be the one who's never broken a promise. And when you come, I won't look at your stains. I'll look at the potential for transformation. I'm not asking for an explanation. I'm only asking for honesty. When a child falls, they don't fear punishment. They run to their parent and say, "Dad, it hurts." And the father doesn't ask, "Why did you fall?" He picks the child up, cleans the wound, holds them close. You too, when you fall, don't run from me. Run to me. Say, "Lord, I'm hurting, I'm weak, I need you." And I will lift you, not with scolding, but with love. Some people say, "I prayed and nothing changed." But my child, you don't know, there are things I'm working on in secret. There are doors I've closed to protect you. There are people I've removed from your life to set you free. There are delays, not because I forgot, but because I'm preparing something better. When you come to me, trust that I am working for your good, even when you can't see it yet. I never promised life would be without hardship, but I promise you won't walk through it alone. I never promised you'd always win, but I promise you'll never be abandoned. I never promised you wouldn't feel pain, but I promise you'll never be hopeless. You may have gone too far, but never beyond my reach. You may have fallen, but never outside of my sight. You may have lost yourself, but I have never lost you. And today, if you're ready to let go of the burden, let go of the hiding, let go of the self-blame, then know this: I've been ready all along. I'm not asking you to have all the answers. I only want you to say, "Lord, I'm coming home." And from that moment, new life will begin. No longer you who live, but I live in you. My child, come. Don't wait for the right time. Don't wait to be more ready. Because today is the day of salvation. Now is the moment I stand at the door of your heart and gently knock. If you open, it won't be me entering for a visit. It will be me sharing a meal with you, walking with you, and never leaving your side. You are not alone. You never were and never will be. I am still here, just waiting for you to come. My beloved child, if you've stayed until the very end, then I know your heart has touched the truth. You may not understand it all. You may still have many questions, but this truth is alive. It is beating, and it is awakening something sacred in you. Life is returning. I'm not promising that everything in your life will change the moment this video ends, but I do promise this: if you keep these words in your heart, they will begin to change the way you walk. Not by your own strength, but by my love and power. You will learn to love, not because others are good, but because I loved you first. You will dare to step into the light, not because you are perfect, but because I have seen it all and still chose you. You will learn to forgive, not to let others win, but so that you can be free. You will believe, not because everything is easy, but because I am the one who never changes. And above all, you will come to me, no longer carrying your burdens alone. If something in this video made you want to cry, let those tears fall, because they may be the very first drops of rain on the dry ground I'm about to make blue. If something made you feel afraid, remember, I am holding your hand. And if there's only one thing you remember from today, let it be this: I have not left you. I never have, and I never will. Now, I leave you with one final invitation. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me. Revelation 3:20. That door is your heart. And if today you hear my voice, don't delay. Open the door. I've been waiting, not with conditions, but with love.